Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, a brand new episode, a brand new day, and a brand new life worth living. Um, God, my life has changed like that within a week. I'm blessed. I feel absolutely, privileged to be a father to the most beautiful baby girl in the world. I mean, she has like huge, heavy black hair, beautiful lips, bright blue eyes. Just the whole time, you just want to hold her. But let me tell you something. Right now, I'm wearing my wife's foundation, my wife's makeup. That's because if you saw me without makeup right now, and I took my shower after literally 4.5 days, you would think I came from hell in and out. I haven't had sleep, I barely have had food, I've munched in here and there because every night, and you should see Yash. Yash is right now at home. It's midday and he's crashed. He hasn't been able to get sleep because when I wake up, he wakes up. He wants to know what's going on. And when I'm changing her diapers at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., he's right there standing. Okay, do you need help? So yeah, it's been crucial here, but I'm happy. And I'm happy to be back in front of you guys, continuing this very, very long journey of astrology. So today we're going to be doing 6th Lord in the 8th house, and what are the results of when a planet is controlling the 6th house in your horoscope and goes into the 8th house. And as always, if you do not know where your 6th Lord is placed and all your lords are placed and all your planetary alignments, for that, check out the links here, and where you can get your full astrological report, your numerological report, and my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light. So what is the 6th house? 6th house represents debts, enemies, diseases, obstacles, small animals, everyday work, your routine lifestyle. It represents non-profit organizations. It represents your mother's siblings, as in your maternal uncle, and 6th house, as I said, is diseases or, things related to diseases, whether it's you curing them or you obtaining them, okay? So what happens when this planet goes into the 8th house in your horoscope, the time that you were born? Well, what is the 8th house? 8th house represents sudden events, sudden emergencies, sudden ups and downs in life, transformation, positive transformation, negative transformation, but transformation. It represents your sexual life. It represents, your lower intestinal area, like your reproductive system. 8th house represents secrecy, government taxes. It represents the occult, death, rebirth, all of the things that are in the secret side of life, buried beneath the surface of earth is considered 8th house. That means it represents oil, coal, gems, all of these things. So when 6th Lord goes into the 8th house, shows that your daily routine, your daily lifestyle is going to be affected by emergencies. Your daily work routine will involve emergencies, will involve sudden transformation. It may even involve, daily sexual activities like prostitution. Porn stars can be seen with this placement because their daily routine is about sexual activities, secrecies. 6th house and this placement of 6th and the 7th shows that you deal with a lot of emergency related to small animals or elderly handicapped people, meaning that you can be a veterinarian, you could be working in the ER section, they have urgent care for animals. You can be in sudden emergency where a dog broke his leg, or dog suddenly had some disease, or cat went through something, and you're, now fixing them and you're providing them the life sustenance, okay? 6th house represents debts, and what this shows that you can incur debt in order to save a life, perhaps your own, meaning that, you went through a heart attack, cancer, whatever, and you took in a huge amount of debt, especially in this country. If you went through a heart attack or anything without insurance, you're going to get a bill of $200,000 in the mail. That means most likely 99.9999% of the time you're filing for bankruptcy. So remember that with this placement. 6th house represents, things related to obstacles, people who bring in obstacles. And what this shows, your obstacles are coming through a secret source. You can't figure out who your obstacle is. You can't figure out, why you're having such hurdles in life. So what this represents is that the obstacles could be coming from a secret, like group of people are secretly conspiring against you. It can represent black magic, or it can represent, obstacles through secret occultry, meaning mysticism, occult, black magic. Somebody's doing all these things and just don't know why your life is not progressing anymore. You graduated Harvard, you graduated top of your class, you were in a law firm, you were about to make partners, suddenly things go down. And then you find all this weird shit happening to you, you find all these weird things in your home. And the reason why I say this is because somebody had this kind of a placement about 2.5 years ago, and they went through this and they realized that they had black magic on them. So secrecy, illnesses related to secrecy, secret illnesses, meaning that your illnesses are not something that you want to discuss with other people, which is what? Sexually transmitted diseases, AIDS, HIV, Bulgaria, or whatever. I don't know any sexually transmitted diseases more than AIDS or HIV, or what do you call oh my God, what is this? Whatever. Just search for it on Google. You'll find a million of those. Okay, herpes. So all of these things, your diseases are becoming a secret part of your life. But mainly shows that your daily activities, your daily work life is definitely always related to emergency, sudden, chaotic events that could be happening, whether you are an ER emergency driver, whether you're an ER doctor, whether you're even in a real estate industry and you somehow are in part of the industry where somebody's about to get a foreclosure within like 1 or 2 hours, and you're going to have to go and save them. So all of these things, because I know these things because I was in the mortgage industry. There were people specifically for this. Okay, they're going to have a eviction in 2 hours. I have to go file the paperwork so I can do this. Blah, blah, blah. You're in rush. And then you're also dealing with secret medical documents. Your job involves secret medical documents, and at the same time you become a spy. You become a great investigator of the enemy, which could be military work, private investigator, like a police detective can be seen from this placement as well. Now, depending upon what planet is placed in the 8th house, it'll change the scenario a little bit. So let's discuss that. Let's say if Sun controls your 6th house, goes into the 8th house, it can show that through father, you suffered a lot of negative transformation. Your relationship with the father had a lot of dramatic secrets, a lot of dramatic ups and downs. Perhaps even, especially if, let's say, Sun is at 10 degrees and it receives the aspect of Rahu, or is conjunct Rahu, can show that your father sexually abused you. It can show that due to government, you got into debt, meaning that you owe taxes to the government and you have to pay them. This could also mean you not paying some huge amount of $1 million. You could be owing $200. But during the Mahadasha and Antradasha of 6th and 8th house, secret or some sudden debt related to government can come up, or government can owe you money, depending upon how well the planets are placed. And Sun represents government, but Sun in the 8th house in this scenario could be debilitated if it's at around 7 to 12 degrees. Let's say Moon controls the 6th house. Moon goes into the 8th house, shows that your mind, your mental peace of mind, your mental balance comes from dealing with emergencies. You make a great doctor and nurse. You make a great healer. You have secret powers and a secret intuitive mind to heal people's diseases. And it shows that your mother was also into medical industry. She was dealing with a lot of sudden events in life, not only yours but other people as well, and that kind of transformed your life. See, I teach you about these little things, but Moon especially is very important in Vedic astrology because Moon shapes who we are. Moon shapes what we do because we follow and we are molded by how our mother is, because we are so close to our mother. Because growing up, majority of our life till youth is dealing with mother, dealing with nourishment of the mother. So that can be seen, and it shows that somebody who can be a great Ayurvedic healer in terms of emergencies. somebody who knows, the type of medication to give in sudden emergencies. And obviously your mind is always into secrets. Your mind is always into solving other people's secrets who are in trouble. So obviously it can represent, somebody in an investigative field whose mind is always involved in this thing. Mercury rules the 6th house. Mercury goes into the 8th house, shows that Mercury wants to deal with secret information of the government. Mercury wants to deal with secret information that it can solve its own problem with or other people's problem with. Mercury can be in a business of death. Mercury can show that somebody who deals with money and accounting in a mortuary, somebody who can be, doing business of diseases. You can have a lot of pharmacies open. You can have a lot of, private practices open in terms of medical field and things related to life and death. But Mercury really shows that Mercury wants to collect information and share the secret information with the government regarding whatever is going on in their everyday routine. So their everyday routine is always about information regarding secrecy, information perhaps secrecy of diseases. You're a scientist and you have to write documents, secret documents for the government that, okay, you have this new disease coming up, nobody knows about it, what do you want to do? Okay. Let's say Venus controls the 6th house, Venus goes into the 8th house. Here Venus can show that your relationships are with very troubled women and men, and they happen in secrecy. Especially for a man, because Venus represents the wife, but it represents marriage in general for everybody, shows that your daily routines involves in secret affairs. Perhaps you got into an affair with somebody at your work, and that transformed your life. That transformed everything about you, ups and downs. And since Venus represents, like sexually transmitted diseases, while it's controlling the house of diseases in the 8th house of life and death, shows you can suddenly find yourself in an emergency where you have to deal with sexually transmitted diseases. It shows that your everyday routine can involve pleasures of sex. That kind of comes into the line of sexual activities, prostitution, porn, all of these things. You are addicted to porn, and that becomes your disease, And the reason why I say this part, because I've seen a horoscope of somebody who was addicted to porn. They emailed me actually, I'm addicted to porn. What the hell's the reason? 6th Lord Venus was in the 8th house. So that can be seen from this. If Mars controls your 6th house, Mars goes into the 8th house, shows that you face your diseases head on. You go out there and you say, okay, what is the secret crap that's happening? Let me find out right now. Mars here gives you the ability to be having the strongest willpower to dig the secrets of the world. You have the ability to find secrets that nobody else has found. You have the ability to fight the power that is controlling the secrets and bring the secrets about. A good example of this would be Einstein. Einstein's 6th Lord Mars was in the 10th house. I mean, not in the 8th house. And what did Einstein do? He brought a secret to the world. He kind of, dealt with in secrecy all the time. He was writing his codes. Yet, he also head on and faced these secrets and told the government, look, you can make this, this, and this, and E equals MC squared is doing this and this. So he helped the government out, especially the atomic bomb was obviously created by this one lady in Germany, yet Einstein also progressed that equation of developing the atomic bomb. So a government can help its own people or help itself, whatever you want to call in this situation. Let's say Jupiter controls the 6th house. Jupiter goes into the 8th house, shows somebody who uses their intelligence for scientific studies to cure diseases. Somebody whose knowledge base goes into solving, secrecy of all the diseases or the diseases that are very hidden from the world, like AIDS or cancer, people that don't want to talk about or are scared of it. Jupiter goes in there and tries to develop their intelligence about what is this thing. Let me learn about these things. You find your guru in secrecy. You find your teacher in a very secret environment. Or here's another thing, your teacher may not be such a good teacher. Your teacher may actually take you towards the dark side of the life. You may find a guru who teaches you black magic instead of white magic. You may have a guru who teaches you how to manipulate people than to help people. So scenario can go each way. Let's say Saturn controls your 6th house, and Saturn goes into the 8th house, shows one will have a long life. One will deal with, their illnesses for long term, because Saturn is a slow moving planet. So if you have arthritis in your hand, it's going to go on for a long time. Saturn shows that one has the stability, and one has the work ethics to deal with a problem, to deal with their debts, to deal with their enemies. And Saturn loves being in the 8th house, because Saturn is a malefic planet, love being in the 8th house, especially Saturn, because Saturn represents the dark world. And being in the dark, Saturn's like, okay, I'm home. So whether it's a police officer or a tantric guru or somebody who goes into mining businesses, goes into gem businesses, they do not care for obstacles. They do not care for enemies. They're like, you're in my playground. I'm not in your playground. So this is actually a very good placement for Saturn to deal with sudden emergencies, to deal with sudden ups and downs, because Saturn is like, look, I move slow. I'm going to look everything patiently and see what the problems are, and I'm going to deal with them. So, that's how these planets kind of have a different meaning to themselves, although there's a lot more depth to this, which obviously will come in my book, but, I try to explain as much as I can. So, and one thing that you got to understand is that 6th Lord in the 8th house is Viparit Raj Yoga, meaning sudden reversal of fortune. So, because malefic is in the malefic, you can actually reverse your bad results into good one. So if a planet from the 6th Lord going into the 8th house becomes positive, exalted, multrikon in its own sign, or receives a benefic aspect, in this time period you can defeat your enemies, you can suddenly pay off your debts. You can suddenly find yourself winning a lottery and you take care of all your bills. So it's actually a positive thing, not a bad thing at all, which I should have mentioned in the front. But, it's a very important Raj Yoga. This Raj Yoga actually helped Kim Kardashian become famous out of nowhere. So guys, this was my analysis of 6th Lord in the 8th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your 6th Lord is placed and all the secret information of the astrology, check out the links here and check out my books and astrological report. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, hopefully on time. Bye-bye. Time to change diapers.